Hello there, Declan Walsh here from the Mad Ravens, and welcome to another one of our original Mad Ravens monologues. One of the first pieces of musical theatre that Shaun Purcell wrote was based on the Ugly Duckling story, originally called The Changling, and it was first performed by the Churchtown Players. I Am a Turkey was taken from this children's musical, and is here performed by Shaun and Alex Sharpe. From the CD, Alex Sharpe sings the music of Shaun Purcell, and arranged by Kevin O'Loughlin. Mary Nielsen, one of our maddest ravens, wonderfully narrates the monologue. So sit back and enjoy The Ugly Duckling.
Isn't it wonderful to look back sometimes to when we were kids and had stories read to us? How wonderful that was. Even language had an inherent innocence. Dressing up was what we did when we were making up plays to perform for exhausted parents at the end of their long day. A queen sat on a throne of England and wore a crown, and fairies lived in fairyland. My mother read stories from Hans Christian Andersen and the Brothers Grimm. My favourite was The Ugly Duckling, and my favourite moment was the first reveal when the great big egg cracks. In the book Favourite Fairy Tales, Hans Christian Andersen goes to great lengths to evoke the beautiful countryside, and there is a pretty watercolour painting by Paul Durand of a moat in front of this enchanting chateau with magical turrets. I still have my treasured edition on my bookshelves. Yellow wheat, green oats, verdant meadows. There's even a stork on his long red legs chatting in Egyptian, if you don't mind. Imagine! And there's sunshine and woods and a lake. I always wondered what burdock leaves were, and only recently looked them up in the Reader's Digest's Waterlife of Britain. There's a picture of a mother duck fussing over these little fluffy yellow bundles of down that display a diversity of facial expressions. We learn that the mother duck, due to her confinement, misses the bit of gossip and other neighbours calling. They're too busy swimming about in the canals. It all rang true with us kids and had a connection grounded in our everyday lives round the home with our own mother. But she stayed the pace, and the eggs all begin to crack. The first words out of the mouth of the ducklings are, "How large the world is," and the mother duck defines the boundaries of where they eat and swim and sleep, but nevertheless teases their imaginations with the knowledge of a world far away beyond the other side of the garden down to the pastor's field. Like, what were her intentions there? All the eggs are hatched, bar one, and of course the local owl busybody, with an air of begrudgery, has to stir it up by planting the idea that it's a turkey's egg, using words like cheated and trouble in the same sentence, even though it's no business of hers. To be sure, she's absolutely convinced it's a turkey's egg. This, of course, has all sorts of innuendo attached. The mother has been neglectful of her own chicks, letting the turkey sneak it in, or has been foolish enough to have been outwitted by a less enlightened relation, and the fact that it's a turkey chick is the worst insult in her twisted social conscience. Oh my God! Even though it's no business of hers. This duck, who scolded her own chicks as a means to allay their fear of the water, having imparted all of her opinions, confesses it's no business of hers and tells her to abandon the egg. We all wanted to think this mother duck was like our mammy. Weary and all as she is, she stays with the egg, and then, peep, peep, out tumbles the little one. Imagine the first words of reaction are, "How large and ugly it is. That poor little duck or turkey," or whatever it was. How would it ever survive these early years of character formation with such negative self-image? But the key is in the mother's support. If it is a turkey, she will help push it into the water so that the next day all the ducklings are bobbing up and down in the water, including the ugly grey one. And the mother sees how pretty it really is, because she looks more closely and will keep it more closely to herself to protect it, and loudly profess it to be her own child. So what does this little one begin his life believing?
I am a turkey. Look, it's plain to see.
I'm gonna need my glasses.
I walk and talk so awkwardly.
You sure do.
Now I'm going to introduce you to the farm.
You go on ahead and do that, honey.
Don't mention Christmas, cranberry jam. You think some kind of dinner's what I am.
Mm-hmm.
Now this mean old turkey, he's going to town.
So mind the cat, it's as simple as that. You gotta keep from under her claws. She's mean and sleeky, so don't you be cheeky. You better obey her laws. And as for Mother Goose,
She got a screw loose.
when she's hissing, be sure you're missing. Keep out of her way. Watch the fox open lock, steal the ham from the pan. He's the meanest killer on the farm. And the dog likes to bite in the middle of the night, but by day he'll do you no harm. Always be wary of everything that's hairy. In any weather, foul and feather, our security.
I am a turkey. Just take one look at me. Proud and upright, they're full of jealousy.
Don't make me laugh.
Just 'cause I won't be like one of you. I'm really handsome when you look more closely. I say, why don't you follow me? 'Cause this mean old turkey, he's going to town.
So mind the cat, it's as simple as that. You gotta keep from under her claws. She's a mean and sleeky, so don't you be cheeky. You better obey her laws. And as for Mother Goose,
She got a screw loose.
when she's hissing, be sure you're missing. Keep out of her way. Watch the fox open lock, steal the ham from the pan. He's the meanest killer on the farm. And the dog likes to fight in the middle of the night, but by day he'll do you no harm. Always be wary of everything that's hairy.
And if we ever,
Man, we might never,
but should we ever, maybe we'll both